Henry and Gordon were lonely when Thomas left the yard to run his branch line. They missed him very much. The engines had to fetch their own coaches and do their own work. It really was a shame. James grumbled too. "You're late. We get no rest. We get no rest," said the coaches. Said the engine. But the coaches only laughed. "You're lazy and slack. You're lazy and slack," they said. Altogether, the engines have been causing Sir Topham Hatt a great deal of trouble. The big stations at both ends of the line each have a turntable. Sir Topham Hatt built them so that the tender engines can be turned round, because it's dangerous for them to go fast backwards. Tank engines like Thomas don't need turntables. They can go backwards as forwards. But here, Gordon thought that he would have thought that Sir Topham Hatt had given him a tender to see how important he was. "You don't understand, little Thomas. We tender engines are important, and we have a position to keep up. It doesn't mean that we can just go into those dirty sidings. Well, it's not the proper thing." Thomas chuckled, and he ran off happily with Annie and Clarabelle. "Disgraceful," Gordon hissed as he ran backwards to the turntable. The turntable was in a windy place close to the sea. If he is not on it just right, he put it out to balance, and he made it difficult for it to turn. But today, Gordon's in a bad temper. His engineer tried to stop him in the right place, but Gordon wasn't trying. The fireman began to turn the handle, but Gordon's weight and the strong wind prevented him. "It's no good," they said at last. "Your tender upsets the balance. If you were the little tank engine, then you would be okay. Now you will have to pull the next train backwards." "Look," called some children. "There's a new tank engine." "Well, it's just Gordon, only back the front." "Hello," called Thomas. "Playing tank engines?" "Yes, right. Take my advice. Scrap your tender and have a nice coal bunker." Gordon pretended that he didn't hear what Thomas was saying. But then James passed by. "Oh, take care, you two," said Gordon. "Not to worry," chuckled James. As he chuckled along the line, he was enjoying himself enormously. James went backwards onto a turntable, and he got on just the right place to balance the table. It could now swing easily. Gordon came by to watch what was going on. Then the wind topped him round like a top. He couldn't stop. Well, 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 chuckled Gordon. Saw that you got stuck on the turntable when the wind blew. Poor James, feeling really quite giddy, and went to the shed without a word. That night, the engines had an ignition meeting around the turntable in the shed. They knew James had went backwards, and people think he's a tank engine. Gordon goes backwards, and people think he's a tank engine. James spins around like a top, and after all that, and to add to that, the fucking Sir Topham had made them shunt in dirty sidings. Blah! Listen, said Gordon to the other engines. Listen, said Gordon to James and Henry. We'll do it tomorrow, and Sir Topham Hatt will look silly. They said it. The engines have decided to go on strike.